Hello, lovely people. We have again a new episode of the Human Lightbulbs podcast. And this time it's with Kim Alfano. Very welcome, Kim.
Hi.
And very happy to have you here. I will first introduce myself for the people that don't know me yet. And then you can introduce yourself. I'm Janneke Hellebrekers. I come from Holland. In English, my real surname is translated into Hellbreaker. I'm here. My intention is to help people free themselves, and I want to free everybody and all of humanity, and in different ways. Help people with energy healings, courses, workshops. My podcast, all my videos on all different platforms. I help people energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, also with yoga meditation, financially also with possibilities to help you with that as well. So I'm here to help, here to serve, and here to bring you also other people that also are on the same mission. And I'm very happy to introduce you, Kim Alfano, today. And maybe you can share a little introduction of yourself.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be here. So my name is Kim, and I'm a plant medicine facilitator, a microdose therapist, and I'm a healer as well. And I help guide people into healing their body, mind, and soul, reconnecting with their spirit, their soul, their consciousness, awakening them, and putting them on, helping guide them on the path to enlightenment, you could say. And so, it goes along with every aspect, like you were saying, financially, emotionally, energy, their mindsets, and just kind of every aspect of living this human life. And I'm here to guide, here to help. And I feel like you and I really have that in common. So I love that.
Yeah, thank you. And I also I feel that when people have that same intention, just want to help people, and because we helped ourselves and we know how we feel now to what we feel before, and you also have a whole journey. You've been also through a whole journey to come where you are now. Can you share a bit of your journey?
Yeah. So my whole life I had just this energy of a very intense energy, and so I struggled, my whole life since I was 10 years old, really, I started with substance abuse, and it was like everyone wanted me to fit in this box of who I should be. And I didn't understand it at that time until I started reflecting on it later in my journey. But if I didn't do a certain thing, there was something wrong with me, something's wrong with her. She's troubled. And so I was trying to escape that for so long, my whole life. I went through a lot of trauma, but I felt, now I look at it, and that's where all of my divine lessons and my knowledge and my wisdom all came from. So I moved through life in this space of, what's wrong with me? I can't live a normal life like everybody else. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be a normal member of society. And so, I was labeled as troubled, like outcast, rebel, and stuff like that. And it wasn't until my spiritual awakening from microdosing mushrooms in 2023. So I already had mushrooms because, I had the mushrooms already because I just knew a lot about mushrooms. I really loved mushrooms. And, I was starting to experiment with psychedelics at that time. And I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and postpartum depression. Right. And I was on my fourth son, and I was in a space in my life where I was like, I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to suffer. There has to be a way out. I see other people, they're changing after struggling for a long time. So there must be something. And so I came across an article or something about microdosing mushrooms. And so I go, what? Microdosing them? I've never thought of that. So I started taking little tiny pieces of the mushrooms. And one day, and it wasn't long, it was only like a couple weeks that went by. And it was like these epiphanies. I was just living my normal life. And one day, I took my dose and I'm going about my day. I started having these like epiphanies come to me, like visions, but also like messages, downloads coming in, telling me, you can call it an ego death, along with the spiritual awakening, expansion of my consciousness all at one time came flooding in. And the veils were lifted from my eyes where I could see the truth. And I saw that I'm not Kim Alfano. I am pure consciousness pretending to be Kim Alfano. And that is the moment when everything changed in my life. I felt connected to everything. I felt this pure love, this pure joy, this pure bliss come in. I started to reflect on my entire journey of life. And I go, oh my gosh, I see why everything was happening now. I see it. And then I'm finding this too, is that the deeper you go into the dark, the further you go into the light. So all of the pain, because we are all alchemists, all of the pain we went through, we alchemize that and we use it as our strength to create. We use that as our light, as our wisdom. And so I just went on this profound journey of seeking truths, going down the rabbit holes, meditating and healing myself. That's truly what I was doing. I was doing shadow work and then, I just started doing that and healing myself. I didn't even know what it was called. I didn't have words for anything I was going through. It kept coming to me like, oh, this is a spiritual awakening. Oh, this is the healing journey. Oh, this is shadow work. I was going, oh my goodness. And then I was fasting too. And I didn't know I was fasting. My husband was actually like, you're not eating? Are you sure? Is that okay? And I'm like, I don't want to eat. I don't feel I need to. So I was cleansing my body too. And then it clicked to me, oh, this is called fasting. And it was like, the mushrooms were leading me, but also I had awakened my consciousness. I had awakened, that divine within me. And so it was just such a divine guide where I could finally hear my higher self. I could finally hear source. I could finally hear my guides loud and clear. And that's what brought me to where I am today. Yes.
And also there's so much that was like you said, like in 2023. That's only a year ago.
Yeah.
Like how much you already been through or like learned and healed in 1 year, and then all by yourself you all find it within. So that's quite remarkable.
Yes, it's like, wow, all of that so quick, but I was so dedicated to my journey that I would not even allow anybody to distract me from it. I'm going, no, this is my work. This is what I came here to do. I came here to do this. So this is my most important thing. And, and then my guides, my higher self says, use the mushrooms as a tool to help humanity.
Yeah, and now you're doing that actually. Now you're like providing that for others and helping guidance as well. So that is really, really beautiful. And I also will put the link underneath here. So it's really like I'm really like I'm glad I found you, because like now I'm also like sometimes sharing it because it's provides a solution for lots of problems for people, and then you also provide it in a reasonable price, and maybe you can tell me like what are like the things people can like that can help, like what are the benefits of that can help people with it.
Okay, so the benefits of microdosing, so it's small, like just tiny amounts, sub-perceptual. And so the effects on the brain, first of all, are beautiful. So neuroplasticity, right? A lot of times with anxiety, depression, you have ruminating thoughts. And so you're stuck in thought loops of, worries and just fears and traumas from your past, that those memories just can't go away, and the thoughts of them. And so what the microdosing does is it breaks you free of those thought loops so that you can create new neural networks in your brain, which neural networks are new thought patterns, new beliefs, new, just a whole new program. Because, we look at our brain as a supercomputer, and, your reality is based off of your programming of your beliefs, your thoughts and your beliefs, they create your reality. And so the only way to change your reality is to change your beliefs, to change, your thought patterns, because your thoughts create your beliefs, and your beliefs are in your subconscious mind. And so the only way to get into the subconscious mind is to get your brain waves into theta. And so the microdosing also helps get your brain waves into the state of being able to get into the subconscious mind to change the beliefs. And it's just so beautiful, because it also helps you with your trauma, because your subconscious beliefs, you got those from your trauma. From each traumatic experience, you had created a belief connected to it. And so as you go along on the journey, healing those beliefs, it goes with every single traumatic event that you had, you're healing those along with it. And and then it also helps you to create a new version of yourself. And so brain derived neurotropic factor is what is the scientific term for it, as our ego self. And that's the person who we believe that we are. And so it kind of breaks that barrier down for you, so you can create a whole new identity. Who do you want to be, right? Who would you love to be? You're able to create that and step into it so gracefully. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I always, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I do yoga meditation, I don't need anything. And then I went to several festivals where they had like people talking about psychedelics, and got me really interested. And I also had a question, like I said, but I do already yoga and meditation. But the person saying like, yeah, that will also bring you there, but it takes much longer. This is like the highway to what you're like wanting to achieve.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it takes you there very quickly. Yes, very quickly. Like, I say about a month, especially if you have a guide. If you have a guide, a lot easier, because they know what each stage of it is in. But yeah, it's like, there was somebody who did an analogy of, like, say you're at the bottom of a mountain, and taking the psychedelics is like you're transporting to the top of the mountain rather than climbing it. And it's magic, magic mushrooms. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
and it also gives you the abilities to see things from a higher perspective. So like in that state, you can like, in that state, you have like what things you can change in your everyday reality to tweak your reality, yeah. And then
Yes.
see the patterns
Oh
of
yeah. It enhances your intuition. Your intuition is enhanced, so you have this awareness of every single choice that you're making. Wait, I know what it leads me, the road that leads me down. And you are much more aware, and you choose the healthier choice now. It's like, wait, what am I eating? Okay, no, I'm going to choose a healthier option. Like, your intuition's guiding you down that path of just full expansion of your full health, the healthiest version of you, the happiest version of you. And yes, I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, I want to let people know it's actually possible. Like you say, the healthier, happier version of you is possible.
Yes.
And that is so beautiful that you actually can give a real tangible tool for people, and
Yeah.
also that they can do that themselves, like they can do the inner work
Yep.
themselves
Yep.
with it. Like, yeah, maybe like people can do it themselves, but people can also still have guidance if they want. Like, you are there to guide them. Like, people can also ask me for guidance as well. But
Yeah.
it's like, but actually, like, the possibility is like you can already do it yourself as well. So that really gives back the like what is it? Responsibility, not the responsibility, accountability for yourself, like
Yeah.
what your own inner work, your own shadow work, your own, how do you want to change your life? Like
Yeah.
you're responsible for that.
Yes. Yeah. So you can go on your own journey and, and I just love that because you become your own guide, you can have, there's lots of guides available. And what I did a lot was, I watched different YouTube videos and just seeked a lot of knowledge to learn a lot of knowledge. And I feel like that is so important too, because that's what really helps you expand in your consciousness and your knowledge and your wisdom. Oh, it's profound. It truly is.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because I also, a lot of people need help right now because like a lot of people like are suffering on so many levels right now, and there's so much chaos and there's so much turmoil in this world, and so people are looking for different ways. And yeah, because this world, that this reality is really not easy for a lot of people. Like that, I think it's getting more and more difficult for people to go on in the old normal ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's causing more suffering the more that they try and stay in that old way of living. And yeah, and I always tell people like I transformed really quickly. Like I went from struggling severely, substance abuse, depression, anxiety. Well, those are all just labels, but so people can relate with what I'm saying. I was basically suffering with like everything, every like issue mentally that you could think of. I even had health issues. I had thyroid disorder. They told me I had thyroid disorder. They told me I had this one blood disorder where my blood wouldn't clot. So if I got cut or something, my blood wouldn't clot. It was called ITP, which basically means we don't know what this is. And so that went away. And I feel like because the mushrooms led me down the path of fasting and eating fruit from the sun, and that it went away. I went to the doctors. They were like, wow, you're like, everything looks beautiful. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Because in that state, also everything tastes better. Like then you want to eat only fruits, because and then there's so much more deliciousness, more
Yeah.
delicious in that state. So it's like you get guided to what you said, like you make better choices, and in that state, it's easier to make those choices. But
Yep.
in everyday reality, it's not easy to do the things differently than you thought before. So that's why if your brain enhances, you make new neural pathways. You start having more ideas, more like open to everything, less fear, less doubt. Like everything is like totally different.
Yeah. Everything is just perfect. And you look at all of the small things also, and you're going, wow, I'm just so grateful for that. I didn't even notice how grateful I am for that. Like everything is just so peaceful and filled with gratitude. The smallest things that you never would have noticed before, you'll notice it. Yeah, and it doesn't take long. It's like right away you'll notice, everybody says, wow, right away, my whole reality feels better. It just feels like more peaceful. And, the acceptance of everything is so perfect because once you accept things, it's such a paradox. You accept something and then it transforms, like transforms.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But yeah, you also need to know like the things that you can't change, you need to accept them, and what you can change, you can actually, like you can change a lot. You have much more power than you have, but sometimes this also helps you to go get over certain hurdles, to
Yeah.
stop procrastinating, do the things that you need to do, but
Mhm.
also, yeah, be more aware of every choice you make and what you can do. And this is such a beautiful tool for that. And yeah, I'm beyond grateful that you are sharing this with the world, and you're sharing your wisdom and sharing that like this can actually help people, a lot of people. So so let's I'm just like happy to bring it out here. people, so there's a link under here to her, where you can find her, and you can just order immediately from that link as well. So and this is will really be beneficial for lots of people, lots of people. Maybe you want to, for people that yeah, at this moment feel like really suffering right now, like wherever they are in the world, could you give a message for them to like just feel better right here, right now?
So in this moment, if somebody is watching this that is suffering, that is struggling, I want them to know that there is healing, and it is within you. You have everything you need within you. And once you know that, things will transform for you. Your power is inside of you, and you are loved beyond words. You can't see sometimes with your eyes, but you are loved beyond words.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much for this beautiful talk and beautiful, like your wisdom and your energy and what you're doing to help people. And I hope you all loved it. And subscribe to the channel for more amazing people and more amazing like wisdom, because once you're conscious, just keep growing and expanding in consciousness, and we keep activating and we keep getting more and more in our power, so it only gets more epic and better. And so whatever we both will be sharing, it will be even more amazing and more amazing. So just know that already, and follow us, and wishing you all the best, and thank you for watching, and thank you also, Kim.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.